Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
Yeah.
Okay, we're on Rick's Corner. I have a guest from mine back east. His name is Kinney. He builds gym equipment, has back in the 70s with Joe Gold. He has a long history of building equipment. He's a very well-known man, very high regarded, very much a professional in the gym business, and has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge and a lot of friends back from the golden era, and we're going to talk about it right now. Right, TK?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's go back when you started. What year was it?
I was in high school, so that was like 74, 75.
We're talking about 1900 or 1800?
So,
No,
19. Disco just started, so.
Okay, and what got you into building equipment?
I looked up one of my stories. I was about 11 years old. We used to go to the swimming pool in the Bronx. We used to have to walk, miles. I think I was about 12. I found a Joe Weider pamphlet.
Yeah.
It had Freddie Ortiz,
Sure.
Harold Poole. It had Dave Draper pushing the rock.
Yeah. Oh, I remember
with the thin waist.
Yeah.
And I said, wow. I said, I never saw anything like this. You know, they had oil. Larry Scott was probably big then.
Well, Harold Poole and the other one you mentioned, Freddie Ortiz, they were like really, really massive for those days.
Yeah. Yeah, when I spoke to Frank Zane the other day, we spoke about Freddie Ortiz. That was one of Frank Zane's favorite bodybuilders.
He was one of the best. Is he still alive?
Yeah. I think he is. He was from the Bronx.
Yeah.
He's not. I remember seeing him at a Dan Laurie show.
Yeah.
And back, I don't know, probably 70s. He had a black turtleneck on, and the guy just had lats, arms. Yeah. He was like 5'2", or maybe a little bit.
Let's talk about Dan Laurie for a minute. So these newer guys on the show don't know who he is, but you had Joe Weider on the West Coast. You had Dan Laurie on the East Coast.
Right.
And I think he had his magazine, was it called Muscle Training Illustrated?
I think so.
Or was that Bob Kennedy? He had his own magazine.
Yeah, he did.
And his son-in-law, Scott Epstein, was his editor.
That's right. Remember him.
So Dan competed, and he was a weightlifter and a bodybuilder. But he and Joe Weider, and back then those guys never got along because they were competitors.
Yeah, I heard they had a big fight in Mid-City Gym.
Right.
Like a fist fight in the bathroom or something.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I heard Dan Laurie was a tough guy.
Yeah, he was.
He was a tough guy from the street.
So he had his own shows. He had his own people. And some of those guys were who? Was it Freddie Ortiz?
Freddie was in with him. He had Boya Cole for a long time. Mm-hmm. He had like Mr. Olympus.
Mm-hmm.
There was Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Boya Cole won that like 5 times. He had Harold Poole off and on. He had a guy named Frederick. I think his last name was Fredericks.
Oh, yes. I just saw a picture of this guy.
He did arms.
Yeah.
Not Douglas. I forgot his name.
Well, he had a lot of East Coast guys.
Yeah. And he had his own little empire going. He sold equipment. He sold everything, whatever he could sell at the time.
And his magazine, too. And magazines back then, we didn't have the internet, so magazines sold a lot better than they do today.
Yeah.
But there was Joe Weider, and there was him, then there was Bob Hoffman, and all these guys were feuding all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of good bodies came out of all these places. So, when you started building equipment, what got you off to do that? I mean, that's something totally that...
Yeah, I got into bodybuilding. We were working out. I was working out in my friend's basement. We used to make our own equipment. We used to go out on the cold tent nights, like 5 degrees in New York, and we used to shake the stop signs until they snapped and make a big noise.
Yeah.
Then we'd look around. We'd go back an hour later. We used to carry the steel home.
Yeah.
We'd make lap machines because the stop signs had all the holes already drilled in it.
Well, wait a minute. Aren't those pretty thick?
Yeah, we used to hacksaw. It took us 2 days to cut it.
So how would you do a pull down with a piece of
would make a T,
Oh, I see.
like a cross.
Okay.
Would put pulleys on the end.
Oh, so the sign itself was the base.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking it was the bar. No, I understand now.
And I actually wanted to start a gym. I used to look at Weeder's magazines. I saw the original Gold's Gym
Yeah.
and the equipment, and there was no equipment at the time. There was only Nautilus, Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy up in Massachusetts, Ed Jubinville.
Oh, I sure remember
He
him.
made like junk, but so I started welding and I started trying to learn machine shop. I luckily went to an all boys school that it was welding and machine shop and carpentry. So I just was learning how to work with my hands.
Well,
But my
funny thing, I went to an all-girls school. I learned cooking and sewing and all that, but I had a good time with all the girls, so that was it.
Okay. I wish I did that instead.
So you learned all your welding then?
I just wanted to make the equipment like I saw in Gold's Gym. Those heavy duty benches. I actually ended up, a lot of those jungos that Joe Gold had, they were from, he used to chop up Vic Taney equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuff was built, I ended up I had a collection of it at one time. And I just loved it, taking it apart. I used to take Nautilus apart, just study it, how it was made, anything I could learn.
Yeah.
And then I was working in a welding shop. It was July 1977, and New York had a big blackout. So I went to work, and there was no electric. The only thing we had was the blowtorch. So I started blowtorching everything, and the guy fired me. I said, I'll tell you a story. My father was, we had like 10 kids in our family. So my father would always say that I better have a job to give my mother money.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get kicked out.
Yeah.
So I got fired, and I knew he was coming home about 3:30 from one of his jobs. Long story short, my cousin drove me to the New York, the Major Deegan. I said, I think I'm going to go to California. This is my time. So I hitchhiked all the way. I made it to Venice Beach, and I was just hanging out. Hanging out at the beach. I saw all the bodybuilders. But that's just when Joe Gold opened up the World Gym.
Oh, the original down on...
The first one.
Yeah, I got it.
It was upstairs. There was like a parking lot.
on Main Street.
Yeah.
22. I lived right across the street. I lived right out my back door.
Oh, I felt like I was in heaven,
Yeah.
It was like a dream come true. And I was young, and I only had so much money I saved. It was in my boot.
Yeah.
Probably like a lot of guys, I just ended up running out of money. And but I saw the equipment, and I was just hanging out on the beach, on the gym every day. I went to the gym every day. I saw Zabel, Ed Julian. The first guys I saw training was Cal Skolak.
Right.
And his training partner was the guy Body by Jake. You remember they used to train together?
Jake Steinfeld.
Jake Steinfeld, and he was nice to me because he came from Brooklyn, so he goes, "Oh, you're a New York guy." So they were kind of nice to me. But I was just hanging out, looking at the equipment, and I was trying to get a job. But that's when I met the guy you said he looked like the devil. What was his name?
Oh, Rex Revell.
Rex Revell, yeah.
He was a character. He had his own gym. He had his own gym for a while, and then I met him. And he did look like the devil. He had the same look. He was a nice guy, but that the hair and the beard and the nose and the eyes.
Yeah.
This is actually the devil.
He said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm making a gym back in back in New York, or I want to make." He said, "Meet me here in 2 days." He goes, "Maybe me and you should open a gym." He goes, "Meet me here exactly in 10 days, 10 o'clock." So 2 days went by, and of course I was there. He goes, "Okay. I was just testing you to see if you're serious." I said, "To be honest with you, Rich, I've been sleeping underneath the lifeguard thing for 2 days. I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I was just hanging out here anyway." So he goes, "Oh, all right." But I ended up just coming back to New York, and I took on welding jobs. But I always made equipment on the side. But then people kept asking me to make it. Can you make me this? Can you make me a bench? Can you make me a sock girl? So I got more into making it, but then it was just such a demand. Now we're around 1980, 1981. The movie Pumpin' Iron had already come out, and there was like a boom, a fitness boom.
Right.
And then there was bodybuilding. You know, everybody was going to the gym. Nautilus got real big. They were the kings. But back east, especially around, there was no one making equipment. And I just had orders on top of orders, and I was just, be honest, Rick, half of the time I was just winging it. They said, "Oh, build a Smith machine." All right, I'll build a Smith machine.
And you're all by yourself? You were all by yourself?
Yeah, I was by myself. My brother helped me, my cousin, and I would hire guys in the neighborhood, and slowly just, with the money that came in, built up a shop. The shop got bigger, then I rented another shop, then a bigger shop, and it was hard because I never had a business background. But my strong point, I would work 20 hours a day. That wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of desire, you know. I guess
You
had a lot of, you know, I wanted to do this, you know. I wanted to make equipment. I wanted to be good at it. And I just put my whole heart and soul into it, you know.
Yes.
And
so the business grew?
Yeah, it was like $4 million a year.
Oh my
at one
God.
time.
From sleeping under the lifeguard station to $4 million a year.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I didn't really care. I never went into it for the money.
I know.
I like the art. I just like making. I really like the bodybuilders, like feeding off of them. Like even Joe Gold told me one time that a bodybuilder is like a mouse in the gym looking for a piece of cheese. He said, just keep watching them. Like, keep watching what they're trying to do. They're trying to do a curl this way. And, you know, build your equipment off of what they're trying to get at. You know, a bodybuilder might not know how to weld or nothing, but he knows what he wants.
That's a very smart thing to say. Yeah.
It's an art, you know?
Yeah.
Building your body the way those guys used to build them. And well, yourself included. You know, it's an art form. And they're always looking for that equipment to feel better, more comfortable, doesn't hurt the elbows.
Right.
Whatever, you know. So I was pretty absorbed in it. And then I just got burnt out.
Well, is that when you started TKStar equipment?
Yeah, TKStar, like in the mid-'80s.
And that company really got big.
Yeah. Yeah, I had salespeople. I tried to just make a good quality. And I had good teachers. I had people that taught me to weld I worked with. They were from Germany. You know, I worked for a German company.
Yeah.
I mean, they grinded me, man. Whew. But I'm glad they did. I worked for an Italian guy, Polish, and they were real craftsmen. So I thank God I had good teachers.
Well, I'm putting pictures up of your equipment because it's the nicest looking equipment I've ever seen. I mean, it's beautiful what you've done. Did you supply a lot of the gyms, anything in California, or was it mostly all back east?
Probably mostly back east, but I remember when I was at my heyday, whatever. I'll tell you, California people, they bought anything.
Yeah.
They didn't care about the shipping. They didn't care about what it cost. There was a lot of Gold's gyms and World gyms. The growth was probably in the 80s into the 90s. And they didn't care. If it was a good piece of equipment, they'll buy it. And I actually had just as many customers in California I had in New York.
What did you think of the Nautilus equipment that Arthur Jones had?
I mean, I looked up to him. I still do. It was a genius what he did. A lot of it, I get in trouble, but you want me to tell you the truth. A lot of it was a con. I mean, he was against the barbell. He had that thing with the gravity,
right.
And that the cam changing the variable resistance would fill in the gap.
Is there truth
and
in
a
that?
lot
Is there truth in that? Does it do that?
You know, a lot of his cams were not right. A lot of his cams were backwards. They should have got easier at that. And like his rear delt, like this machine. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I do.
that had small cams on it, and they got harder at the end. They should have got easier, because that's your weak point.
Right.
So I think he was winging things too. I mean, I had guys. They gave me the machine to change, to flip the cam around. You know, guys that were really into working out. I ran into like real fanatics after a while. Like they were drawn to me. You know, I seemed to draw a lot of whack jobs for some reason.
Well, I think it's because you knew what you were doing. And there are a lot of whack jobs in bodybuilding, but yeah, we know that for sure.
Oh, I know, they characters like
they all want to be all characters. They all want to be the best they can be. I had an idea about a year ago, and I don't know if anybody came up with it, but you know how we used to do the Arnold presses with the dumbbells in and up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'd like to see a machine that would enable you to sit in it and take that bar and move it up in that position and down again, and then put it down, and at the same time grab 2 more handles and do laterals in the machine so you could superset them. I think that would be awesome. I've never seen one made. You understand my point?
Yes, I do.
It would take engineering, but I guess it could be.
You just gotta make revolving handles.
Yeah, revolving, and then as you go up,
you do it like this and then up, right?
Right, exactly. And so then you set it down after 8 or 9 reps or whatever, and then you grab the other handle that's there, or maybe that same one, and then you have resistance coming up into a lateral move. All in one machine.
There's a lot of things I want to do. I wish I could do. I don't have the resources now. And the whole thing changed. The whole industry changed.
I know. Everything has.
How can you compete with any of the big companies?
Yeah, I know. But I'm surprised no one's ever come out with a machine like that, because it's such a natural thing to have. I talked to a guy about a year ago who welds. He says, let's develop it, but he never did. It would take some, you got to draw it out and figure out how. I'm not an engineer, so I don't know how to do it, but I like the idea.
That is a good idea.
So what are you doing now?
I got a business. I sell parts on the internet. I sell parts for all the companies that went out of business. So I know all their parts. And I'm building equipment on request. I probably build 10 or 20 pieces a year. I make some handles, some row handles. I try to be unique.
Yeah,
I try to, I got one in the making for you right now. I didn't want to tell you that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But it takes off the stress off the elbows and wrists.
Wait, is that a handle I can hook to my ceiling and pull me out of bed in the morning?
No, that one comes with batteries. You gotta buy that one. But I try to listen to what people want. Yeah. Sometimes people have good ideas. Sometimes they're out there on Mars. Yeah. So, all of a sudden everybody's an equipment designer. It's not that easy.
Well, it's like everybody's a trainer.
Yeah.
Everybody already. And then everybody comes to town. They want to know where to train people. Then they want to be pro wrestlers now, and they want me to train them. I said, "Oh yeah, you're not going to become a pro wrestler overnight." Well, how long does it take? 6 weeks? It takes like 60 years. You just got to put your time in. It's like anything. You got to put your time in.
That's an art.
It is an art.
With those guys too.
Yeah, it is an art, and it's the same thing.
Imagine they don't get they get hurt, but not as much as they should get hurt.
No, I've been hurt a lot, but I'm done with that. I mean, I'm retired from that now. I like doing what I'm doing with this show and talking to people like you.
Oh yeah, no, it's a great show, man. I've been following it for at least 2 years now.
Thank you. Well, I can put up your business address and all that, and the pictures of your equipment.
Sure.
You still want to work at this, or you want to take it as it comes?
Oh, the equipment?
Yeah.
I'm making, I got a couple pieces that sell. I make them ahead of time.
Yeah.
I'm very picky, choosy. I mean, what I'm doing, Rick, I'm making real high quality custom. I use real leather, polished stainless steel.
Yeah.
And I charge a lot, which gives me, not everybody, but I meet people with really nice home gyms now.
Yeah.
And they don't care, and they just want it. And it takes me months and months to make, maybe, because I only do it a couple days a week on weekends. And that's it. When they get it, they're happy, and I don't take on too much,
I think that's good. I think you should charge, people should charge what's not, I don't say a lot, but what it's worth to you. Because even with my wrestling classes, I went too cheap, and when I go too cheap, people don't show up. If you charge a higher price, you're worth it, then they're going to be sincere about it. If not, they don't care.
They value you. It's like a Porsche. if a Porsche didn't cost 80 grand, no one would buy it.
Right.
But when they spend 80 grand,
Right.
they value it, they clean it, they're happy. Every time you go down low, it backfires every single time.
Now, one last thing I want to ask you. Compared to back in the 70s when you were in the 70s and 80s, for example, the bodybuilders, the way they were built with the nice, slim, good-looking bodies compared to the way they are now, over 300 pounds.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's just changed. I mean, how it changed, I didn't really follow it. I guess you have to go from Ronnie. Who came first? Dorian Yates and Ronnie Coleman, or
Yeah.
they just kept upping the ante, and I guess it's the stuff they're taking.
Yeah.
I heard one of the guys, if the cops ever went to their house and saw the amount, he had like 2 refrigerators dedicated to GH.
Yeah.
I mean, they would think the guy is selling it, but this is what the guy was taking.
Exactly.
So, like, who's got 30,000? I don't know what it is. 20,000 a month just for that. 10,000 a month for food.
Can't do it.
And plus the genetics. I mean, who has the genetics? It's always a handful.
The sad thing is, when it comes to an end, they fall apart. They just fall apart. And I've seen it happen to, like, Ronnie Coleman, a few people. And it's sad because the body can't take that forever. It's just too hard.
Yeah, and then that guy, I never met him, but I could tell he was a good guy. The guy, Rich. Yeah.
Great guy.
I remember you just saying a year ago, something's going to blow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that.
We did 22 shows. I did commercials with him. I knew him for years. He was always nice to me. But
cool guy.
When it happened, I wasn't shocked, but I was shocked. And then when I went to the funeral, I did the eulogy, and I saw him. I said, I just can't believe that's not real to me. But it is real, and it's the end of that, and it's too bad because I miss him.
Yeah. I could tell he was a cool guy.
Yeah, very. Well, I really want to thank you for doing this, even though we had trouble getting the Skype working.
Okay, no problem.
Now, I'm going to put this together with an opening and a closing. I'm going to insert all your photos you sent me of your equipment. If there's anything that you left out, you can email it to me today or tomorrow, and I'll put it in.
Oh, okay.
And where to reach you.
Okay. That sounds good.
I told you we'd do this.
No, I know, Rick. You're a man of your word.
I keep my word.
I know you're busy. I talk to Mike Torsia once in a while.
Oh, Mike's great.
Yeah, he's a New York guy. He's one guy that went out to California and made it.
Well, he's the one that told me to call you.
Yeah.
In fact, I was going to. It was in my messages, and I don't know why I forgot or where I put it, but my computer gets busy, and I kind of I don't mean to overlook things, and things get lost back there. But at least we did it now. And then keep me updated on what you're doing. If anything new comes along, we'll do it again.
Okay. I appreciate everything, Rick.
All right, I'm going to close this out. Thank you guys for watching Rick's Corner and TK Kinney. I'm going to send you to his address at TKStar Equipment because he does build the best. It's the most beautiful stuff I've ever seen. And he's slowing down on it now, but that doesn't mean he has a lot of years of knowledge of what works and what doesn't. And that's what it's all about. Thanks so much.
All right, buddy.
All right, see you next time.
Stay well. Okay, man. Bye.
It's Rick Drasin. He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.